Ref.Rap, high school football officiating. Concatenate a catch. Federation Football Rule 2.4. Concatenate is to merge or combine, like foot plus ball compounds to the word football. Ref.Rap is subordinate to Federation and Ohio High School Athletic Association. Ref.Rap is a supplement and complement to your exhaustive study of the Federation Rules Book and OHSAA rules. Even though its amiable intent is to fortify and reinforce rules and its interpretations, the Federation and OHSAA official publications take precedence. Do you enjoy rule study? Can you remember and recall them on the field when you need them? Let Ref.Rap's interactive tools and tutorials be your conduit to comprehension through our time-tested Track to Train. Rule 2, Definition of Terms, is exhaustive and has 45 sections and supporting articles therein. This lesson concentrates on Rule 2.4, the catch. The rest are shown. Rule 2 is the driver. It drives all other rules. Thanks to mentors Ray McCara and Don Savo, they taught me that Rule 2 is the start of any study. The axiom, know Rule 2 through and through. 3 R's chart: ready, routine, and result. Readiness are your inputs. Your routine is your process, and the result is your output, your objectives in the first place. A good result only comes from a good routine, which is reliant on good raw materials and readiness. Garbage in equals garbage out. The desired results, the outputs, are the learning objectives. What gets us ready for a catch? Ramp. Rules, acumen, mechanics, and philosophy. The rules for this session are the Federation 2.4. Acumen, Casebook, Situation 7.5.4, your football IQ and football emotional quotient, EQ. Mechanics, for Ohio officials, go to the Gold Book on past mechanics. And the philosophy, again, for Ohio officials, get to your Gold Book, refer to if in doubt, especially number 11 and 12, which is catch philosophy. The output are the 4 A's. A1, how do you assume authority or authorize? Know rule number 2 through and through. A2, how do you assess a catch or concatenation of a catch? The acronym STICKS, which we'll go over in a little bit. A3, how do you adjudicate a catch or a no catch? And A4, the administration of it. When does a receiver transition into a runner? Again, your objectives are those 4 A's. Know rule 2 through and through. Sticks. Catch versus no catch. And when does a receiver transition into a runner? Concatenate a catch. A catch is the act of establishing player possession of a live ball which is in flight and first contacting the ground inbounds while maintaining possession of the ball or having the forward progress of the player in possession stopped while the opponent is carrying the player who's in possession and inbounds. Catching is always preceded by touching the ball. Thus, if touching causes the ball to become dead, securing possession of the ball has no significance. A simultaneous catch or recovery is a catch or recovery in which there is joint possession of a live ball by opposing players who are inbounds. Player, Rule 232, 16B to be exact, is a defenseless player. A receiver attempting to catch a pass is defenseless, and that player identified in Rule Section 2.4. Possession 234. A ball in player possession is a live ball held or controlled by a player after it has been handed or snapped to him, or after he has recovered or caught or recovered it. Live ball. Rule 2.1.2. A live ball is a ball in play. A ball becomes live when the ball has been legally snapped or free kicked and a down is in progress. Flight 2.1.3 and 2.31. A loose ball is a pass, fumble, or kick. The terms pass, fumble, and kick are sometimes used as abbreviations when the ball is loose following the acts of passing, fumbling, or kicking the ball. A loose ball which has not yet touched the ground is in flight. In a pass, the ball travels in flight. Inbounds 2.26. The boundary lines are the end lines and sidelines are out of bounds. Forward progress 2.15. Forward progress is the end of advancement of the ball towards the opponent's goal in a runner's possession, or the forwardmost point of the ball when it is fumbled out of bounds and it determines the dead ball spot. When an airborne player makes a catch, forward progress is the furthest point of advancement after he possesses the ball if contacted by a defender. Opponent 2.43. The offense is the team which is in possession of the ball. The opponent is the defense. 2.44. Touching. Touching refers to any contact with the ball, i.e. either by touching or being touched by it. Touching by a game official in the field of play or the end zone is ignored. A dead ball 2.11. A dead ball is a ball not in play. The ball is dead during the interval between downs. Recovery 2.36. A recovery is gaining possession of a live ball after it strikes the ground. An airborne player has completed a recovery when he first contacts the ground in bounds with the ball in his possession. All in all, a catch is a concatenation of 11 other sections of Rule 2. 12 total sections, or 27% of the Rule 2, concatenates to define a catch, just in Section 2.4. And 2.4 further defines relevant sections of Rule 6, kick, Rule 7, snapping, handing, and passing, especially Rule 7.5.4, and Rule 8 on scoring. This is another way to look at it. 2.4 catch is in red, and its concatenating components are shown in blue. The thesis is sticks. Just like in gymnastics where you want to stick a landing, sticks can be useful as an on-field acronym to help you assess a catch or a no catch. The elements of sticks are secures, touch inbounds first. Control is kept throughout the entire process until you transition into a runner or you survive the ground. To illustrate further, a receiver or potential receiver secures, which firmly grasps and controls the ball from flight, touches first inbounds. Control is kept throughout as he or she transitions into a runner, or the potential catch survives the ground as she or he transitions into a runner. Continuation, remember, by rule, if the receiver is contacted legally, immediately driving him or her out of bounds, no first touch inbounds, it is an incomplete pass. The only exception is if the receiver has his or her forward progress completely stopped and the opponent carries him or her out of bounds. A carried receiver is awarded the catch as long as all other components are successfully completed at the end of forward progress. Demonstration. Taking sticks. Is this a catch or no catch, and why? Looking at the illustration. Assess it. A receiver grasps the ball alight and grounds out of bounds. Using sticks, secure, touch inbounds first. Control is kept throughout the entire process. It survives the ground. Would you adjudicate this as a catch or no catch? Why? How would you explain this? Please document your findings in the comments. For Ohio officials, again, you can refer to the goal book. If in doubt, look at number 11. If it's bang bang, a reception or potential reception followed with very, very little time and no transition into a runner, those bang bangs are considered incomplete. Number 12, if in doubt, there's a pass near the ground and you're in doubt, the default is that it's a catch. Learning interactive tools. Let's take a look at the Federation Casebook Situation 7.5.4E. B1 leaps into the air over his 2-yard line, which would be the B2, and has A's pass in his grasp. He returns to the ground, and in this case we'll say he is down, in his end zone inbounds. Looking at the illustration, the ruling on the field is, using the acronym reports, what is the result? The result in this case is that B has made an interception. How does the play end? It ends with B being down in his end zone. What's the play type? This was a loose ball play, forward pass. What's the offense? There is no offense. He gets this with clean hands. So what's the ruling? Sticks. He secures it, touches inbounds, control is kept throughout, and survives the ground. B then is awarded a touchback by a rule. What is our timing? Game clock doesn't start until on the snap because of a change of possession. And because of a change of possession or an administration stoppage, we are at a 25-second play clock. The spot is B, 1st and 10 at A's 20, and B has the choice of starting it laterally in any of the 5 positions. Some more learning interactive tools or LITs. Get the casebook and look at situations 7.5.4, letters A through I. We also have a few video examples which we'll go through in a second. These identify and ask you what is the ruling on the field. First, learning interactive tool video. Second, learning interactive tool video. Again, assess using sticks. Our last video interactive tool. Once more. Using sticks, would you assess this and then be able to adjudicate consistently a catch versus no catch? Please leave your comments in the comment section. We're excited. As you can see here, typical Federation and OHSAA sources. The home of the Youngstown District Football Officials Association, www.mahoningofficials.com, my grandchildren, and YouTube citations for the videos that we just watched. Let's review. Was this a good summation of the Rule 2.4, Concatenate a catch? Do you know how to assume authority in this lesson? Is it understood? Do Do you now know how to use sticks to assess a catch versus no catch? Did you learn something new, or was it a good refresher? Does this session have meaning for you now? Can you adjudicate a catch versus no catch and make a decision on the field? And can you administrate this lesson? Do you know when a receiver transitions into a runner by definition? If you can answer and explain its rationale, you have successfully completed this lesson. Thank you. Thank you to my colleagues and peers for your time, care, and commitment to the officiating avocation.